All right. We have to start baby in the beginning. Okay, so you guys see this triangle. This means it's a triangle, meaning that's the shape that we're talking about for the geometric figure, right? Turn around. Okay, then you have LKJ, right? Those are vertices for capital letters. Okay, that's kind of like if you think of your name, if say you only have 3 names, this is kind of like your first name, your middle name, and then your last name, right? So the way you name a geometric figure, that letter order, it's giving you order. And we'll get to that. Okay, so LKJ, it's kind of like first, middle, last if you guys are filling out an application. But you guys know sometimes applications are last, first, middle. Or sometimes they're first, last, then middle, initial. So you guys know your names. It doesn't confuse you if you guys get to a job application or SAT front page and you're like, my name's out of order. Like, you guys would never say that. You guys know first, middle, last, or last, middle, first. You guys know it can get written in any way, but the order is still, it's just the order, okay? So if they're now comparing it to another triangle, RQP, that means this one's the first, this is the middle, and this is the last. And so you have order. Now, the order matters. Yes? Okay, so when I look at this, this is kind of like the first letter. This is the second letter. And this is the third letter. Right? So that's your order. Okay, so when they tell you given, and they give you names of 2 geometric figures, and in this case we're going to be talking about triangles this whole semester. That letter order is telling you the corresponding parts. So that LKJ is telling you how it relates to RQP. And how do you know? First, second, third. Right? Come on, turn around. Right? Just like I have a list of the roster, I know what are your first names, I know what are your last names, because you guys are all labeled the same on my printout. Okay, so if I want the 6 corresponding parts, okay, why are there 6 parts? Because a triangle has 3 angles and it has 3 sides, and so there are your 6. Okay, so give me the 3 corresponding congruent angles. That's a angle symbol. Okay, so if I want the 3s, we're going to come back to that. But essentially, what do I want? Put the 1s together. The 2s go together or correspond. Here, I'm holding too much. And the 3s correspond. Okay, so if you look here, so let me write it here. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay, so my 3 corresponding congruent angles, the first angles are correspondingly congruent. So L is going to match R. So angle L is congruent to angle R, or if you want to talk about measures, which, were you guys taught that little m for the measure of the angle? You know what, then I'll leave it off. We'll go to it lower. Okay, so for the second, what's the second pair of corresponding congruent angles? Exactly. K is corresponding to Q. And then the third pair is what? JP. J and P. And so if you guys just understand 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, it gives you all your corresponding parts. And then I'm going to kind of draw the triangle for a second just to label it, because then I need to show the size. Some of you guys will understand it, because some of you, you just need the visual. Remember, geometric figures is a spatial map. So, okay, so if I kind of do a drawing of the two triangles, so say this is LKJ, and this is RQP, right? So this is what it's saying. This L goes with this R, meaning they're going to be the same angle measure. So they say this was 30 degrees, this is 30 degrees. The second pair of corresponding congruent angles is QP. So say this was 50, that's 50, right? And then J and P go together. Okay, so the reason why I did this is for the 3 corresponding congruent sides. Okay, we just have to make sure when you guys are talking about sides, you guys have 2 letters. Remember, angles have only 1 letter. Like L is angle L, this is angle R, this is angle Q, this is angle P, this is angle P, this is R, that's J, right? Okay, guys, but sides have 2 letters, because if I want to know this side and this side, you have to tell me the endpoints, right? You can't just tell me, oh, side L. I would be like, well, do you want that one or do you want this one? So sides have 2 letters. You got to have the 2 endpoints, the 2 vertices, so that you know exactly which side is contained by the 2 endpoints. Okay? All right, so with that being said, when you're talking about corresponding sides, you're going to pick 2 numbers. So it's going to be side, or letters. 1 and 2 are going to go together. 2 and 3 are going to go together. And 1 and 3 are going to go together. So you do the first 2, the last 2, and then you do the first and the last. Because look, LK is this length. But KJ, the second and the third, KJ is this length. And then what's LJ, or say JL, 1, 3? It would be this length. So you need 2 letters to name a side. An angle is 1 letter, a side is 2 letters. Now, does it matter, do you get docked if you say LK or KL? No. Because you're just trying to contain the 2 endpoints. So whether it's LK or KL, it doesn't matter. You're still containing that side. Okay. Okay, so it goes 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3. Okay, so if I come back to my paper, so I'm going to write 1, 2, 2, 3, and 1, 3. Okay, so now look, side 1, 2 is LK, so LK is congruent to side RQ, because it's the first and the second vertex, because those are the endpoints. Go to the second and the third. KJ is correspondingly congruent, wow, I messed that up, to QP. And then 1 and 3, LJ, or JL, is RP. And those are your 6 corresponding sides and angles, or your 6 corresponding parts. So when you guys are given triangles, and the whole point is congruency, mind you, this is 8th grade, and we go back to the 8th grade and we talk about congruency, because eventually we're going to lead to similarity. The next packet, I'm assuming, is going to go to similarity, and now we deal with fractions. but we have to warm you guys up to congruency first. That name that they give you, meaning what's the name? Triangle LKJ is congruent to triangle RQP. That's a congruency statement. If they give you that, they're giving you everything. Everything. Do you need a diagram? You don't need a diagram. If on the side, because we're going to eventually jump to that. If I tell you LK is 3, K is 40 degrees, J is 80 degrees, and QP is 7, you should be able to give me everything about the triangles without a diagram. Because if you understand that congruency statement and you understand that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you know how everything matches. Okay, so I'm going to draw triangles. And we're going to mark them because, again, I don't know, do you guys know what tick marks are? Do you guys know what arcs are? Yeah? Okay. So then let's draw that and then we'll pause. Because I just realized this is a really long video. I forgot I was recording. How about I pause it for a second, record it, stop it, and then do it, load it again? Yeah. Yeah, okay, because this is, I forgot, you guys.